Imagine walking into a room filled with strangers. The first thing you notice is their posture. Some stand tall, exuding confidence, while others slump, giving off a more timid vibe. But what if I told you that the way we stand, our posture, could reveal more about our personalities than you might think? In today's video, we're diving deep into how body posture doesn't just reflect our mood. It's a mirror to our social behaviors, emotional states, and even our underlying psychological traits. You might be surprised at how much you're unconsciously saying with just the way you stand. Let's unravel the psychology behind it. Have you ever noticed how people who stand tall and straight seem more dominant or confident? Meanwhile, someone hunched over might appear withdrawn or anxious. This isn't just coincidence. Posture speaks volumes, long before anyone even says a word. But can it tell us something about someone's personality over time? Let's find out. Researchers have been studying the connection between body language and psychology for years. Most studies focus on quick shifts in posture tied to temporary moods, like when you're angry or excited. But recent research takes things a step further by asking, can our posture actually reveal deeper, long-term aspects of our personality? And the answer might just blow your mind. Let's look at a study conducted by Soren Wanyo-Theberge and Jorge Armani at McGill University. They wanted to test whether natural, everyday posture could be linked to broader personality traits like competitiveness, power dynamics, and our views on social status. In their research, they tracked people's posture in neutral settings, meaning no external pressure or immediate mood shifts, and then compared those stances to how people felt about power, hierarchy, and even their competitive nature. What they found was fascinating. People naturally fall into different postural categories. Some stand with an open, expansive stance, while others adopt a more closed, hunched position. And believe it or not, these differences correlate directly to how people view themselves in relation to others, especially in social or competitive contexts. Imagine you're meeting someone for the first time. What does their posture tell you? If someone stands tall with their shoulders back and head up, they might be signaling that they see themselves as dominant, confident, or even a leader. On the flip side, someone with a more slouched or hunched stance could be perceived as submissive, insecure, or simply someone who feels uncomfortable in their own skin. But it's not just about mood swings or short-term impressions. This study showed that posture could be a stable trait. In other words, how you stand day to day could be closely linked to long-term personality patterns and beliefs about hierarchy. One of the key elements the researchers focused on was neck flexion, essentially how much someone tilts their head down or up. When your chin is down, it signals submission or vulnerability. When your chin is up, it suggests confidence, dominance, or even defiance. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. People who naturally tilt their heads upward, meaning they have less neck flexion, tended to score higher on traits like social dominance, competitiveness, and, surprisingly, some manipulative or antisocial behaviors. They also scored lower on traits like empathy and anger control. Of course, this doesn't mean that every person who stands tall is a manipulator, or that someone with a slouched posture is automatically shy. But these postural cues are patterns, and these patterns can offer subtle insights into how people interact with the world around them. We've all heard about how body language can signal different emotions, like clenched fists for anger or stepping backward for fear. And research backs this up. A person with an open, expanded stance is often perceived as dominant. But here's the thing. It's not just about how you feel in the moment. It's about who you are in terms of social rank. And it's not just about standing still. How you use your body to move through the world matters too. An upright, open stance can be a sign of social dominance or leadership, while someone with a closed-off posture may not just be reserved. They may be signaling discomfort or a lack of power. Take a second to think about how posture plays a role in your everyday life. In a meeting, for example, who stands up straight and speaks clearly? And who slouches, avoids eye contact, and backs away from confrontation? These little movements aren't just quirks. They are psychological signals that reveal deeper truths about personality and social behavior. Now, back to the study. The researchers found that individuals who displayed a more upright, dominant posture often had higher levels of psychopathy, Machiavellianism, and social dominance orientation. These traits all point to a preference for using power to control resources and people. It's as if standing tall becomes a form of social feedback. When we stand upright and confident, we're often rewarded with more respect or deference from others. Over time, this can reinforce the behavior, creating a feedback loop where the person continues to adopt a dominant stance because it brings them benefits. However, people who score lower on dominance-related traits tend to show a much wider range of postures. They're not locked into one fixed position. Sometimes they'll stand open and upright, but in other moments, they'll revert to a more neutral or even submissive stance. This flexibility in posture often correlates with people who are more adaptable in their social interactions. They're not as rigid in their view of social rank or competition. They may feel comfortable in various settings, whether leading a meeting or listening attentively in a group. So, what can you take from all of this? When you meet someone new or interact with others, posture is just one piece of the puzzle. It gives you an instant read on how they might be feeling, or what they believe about social power dynamics. But remember, posture is just one signal among many. It's crucial to consider the full context. What's their facial expression like? How are they speaking? Body language doesn't always tell the full story, but when you combine it with other cues, it gives you a clearer picture of who they are and what they're about. So, next time you meet someone, pay close attention to their posture. It might just reveal more about their personality than you think. And who knows, you might even learn a thing or two about your own stance. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Psychology Threads for more insights into the fascinating world of human behavior. See you next time.